PET scans and CAT scans, etc. But where intellect is concerned, there is no reason why a Pakistani institution cannot be one of the best in the world. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, that is the responsibility you have. That is the responsibility which is very important. Now let me talk about another area which I find of great concern in Pakistan, is the fact that all of you, all the grey-haired people like me here, sitting here, went through an education system where you had to memorize things. You had to memorize the symptoms of diseases. You had to memorize the entire data so you could do a differential diagnosis. So that data, the result was that you had to work very hard in your memory. Today that memory is probably available in your telephone. It's available in the clouds. So the entire system of education is changing. Now, are we changing to that extent? We are not. Let me tell you, really, if any one of you feels that you are keeping pace with what is happening in the world, in the field of IT, in the field of education, in the field of knowledge, you are seriously mistaken. And those of you who would like to read up on it, I suggest a book, Deep Medicine by Eric Topol. And it opens minds and eyes. There are many authors in the world who are talking about this, that the decision makers, whether in politics or whether in medicine or any other field, they are not able to actually even comprehend what is happening outside in the world and how fast the world is changing. So ladies and gentlemen, I must exhort you to really look into this area, because I believe that knowledge is available in the crowds. My grandson, who's just gone into dentistry, he tells me, Dada, why do I have to memorize everything when I on a typing of a question I get every information available? So why do I have to remember all that? So therefore, the new generation understands the concepts which we don't. So what skills you have to impart is something which you know. You've been trying to do that without this new sudden avalanche of information which is coming in. Without this avalanche, you knew that you want to be able to train doctors and physicians to be able to make an assessment of the situation from the knowledge background they have. It is still, today, this is a computer in front of me, I still have to type information. But do you know that with brain implants, even Elon Musk has talked about his company Tesla implanting 4 implants in the brain, and the thought processes are being interpreted by the computer. You remember Stephen Hawking? His selection of words by looking at words, and the computer picked it up. Today, that information, there is a very, let me put a time frame on it, maybe 10 years. Before the time comes around where the cyborg matching of man's mind to the database and to the computer will happen. So that means knowledge which will be accessible, and is your decision making which is important. Even today, what is happening in a number of areas, for example, some of you may be aware, because it may be your field, that we considered writing of dissertations as a primary factor in College of Physicians and Surgeons in an FCPS, and today it is quite possible that a lot of writing tools are available. For example, GPT-3. If you've not read about GPT-3, scientific articles can be written to a level of excellence which is not humanly possible. In fact, it is sometimes even better. So how can you recognize it? We used to have a program and understanding that if somebody has written a thesis, he has copied it from here, he has copied it from there, therefore there was an assessment whether he did his own original work or he copied things. But today, that is being done by the computer. A very simple GPT chat tool has been released only about a month ago, but that is a simpler tool compared to GPT-3. So therefore, your future in assessment of written things is going to be challenged also. So your future, you have to accept. For example, in radiology, the fact of pattern recognition, a lot of you understand that. face recognition, pattern recognition is the specialty of artificial intelligence. From face recognition and pattern recognition, radiologists may see 100,000 X-rays physically, but there are millions of X-rays with pattern recognition and AI has brought into it, and therefore radiology, you may have missed certain points in the X-ray. For example, you're looking for something. AI radiology has exceeded radiological skills. So that means, is the radiologist out of a job? No. His skill levels will go higher. His interventional radiology, I'm just using an example of radiology. His interventional radiology will be still a very important factor. But
IT के फ़रोग़ से मालूमात आमद तक रसाई आसान होगी। इलाज मालज और रिसर्च के तनाजुर में शोबे बड़ी अहमियत का हामिल है। मेडिकल एजुकेशन के आलमी मयार से मुताबिकत यकीनी बनाना इंतहाई अहम है। सदर ममलकत डॉक्टर आरिफ अलवी कराची में कॉलेज ऑफ फिजिशियंस एंड सर्जन्स ऑफ पाकिस्तान की बैनुल अक़वामी कॉन्फ्रेंस से खिताब कर रहे हैं। और नाज़रीन, ये थी PTV ताज़ा तरीन।
बात की रेड लाइन की, देखें बात ये रेड लाइन तो थी जुल्फ़िकार अली भुट्टो के गिर्द, रेड लाइन तो थी नवाज शरीफ साहब के गिर्द। सारी ये तो तारीख के अंदर मौजूद है कि कौन लोग उनके पीछे थे, कौन उन लोग उनकी सियासत के। मैं एक तल्ख बात आपसे कहने लगा हूं, मेरा नहीं ख्याल आपके गिर्द रेड लाइन है। आपको अभी भी कहीं ना कहीं से सहूलत मिल रही है, आपको जरूरत से ज्यादा इंसाफ मिल रहा है, इसलिए आप पाकिस्तान के अदारों को भी टारगेट कर रहे हैं, पाकिस्तान की साख के साथ भी खेल रहे हैं। और जहां तक ये बात है कि 2 सूबों के इलेक्शन होंगे, या बात है कि